Hello, hello. It's time for Fishing Friends. What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Fishing Friends with Danny and Gina. I'm Danny,
I'm Gina.
and this is going to be a good one, even though we're a little bit late here. Um,
Yeah.
you know, I thought I was going to be late, and then I kind of went backstage, and Gina still wasn't here, so I texted her.
I forgot what day it was. I was off today, so my it's not Saturday in my brain. It's like Thursday or Tuesday. Like I'm not used to being off on a Saturday, so I just which is in my Switch game, just doopy doopy doo. Ah,
See, that's kind of what I figured is you're probably playing a game, and I
yeah.
thought you were still going to be like in front of the computer, like I've caught you doing that before, like sitting there like this.
No, no. So I was at the end of there's like this Lunar New Year event, and there's this little hot pot mini game, and I was at the tail end of that. So I like finished that up really quick, and then I ran back. Like
Uh,
trying to get a full shirt on because I had like a tank top on. I'm not gonna expose myself on YouTube like that. So I was changing and I'm still trying to play the game and not time myself out and all that stuff. So because it's an MMO, so it's live. Like you can't
right.
pause it. Like you're it's a multiplayer mini game with like other people
Hold
and stuff.
on, live
So
stream. I'm in the middle of a battle.
so yeah.
What's up? Why are we always yelling? And we got Skitty Nona here and Aquatic Moose.
Moose.
What's up, you guys? Yeah, I a friend of mine got a couple GameStop gift cards from the shelter that he was at, and he
Oh,
had like no use for them because he doesn't even have like a video game system or anything like that.
right.
So he told me there was $50 on there because that's what he thought that they gave him, and so I gave him $40 for it, and so I went to GameStop and I got myself a like new charging panel for my controllers because for some reason the controllers for the Xbox One are just a slightly different like thickness or something than the ones for the Xbox 360 were. Even though the controllers feel basically the same, they're just slightly different, and so you can't like transfer the rechargeable battery things to the new ones. So I had to get a whole new thing for that, which kind of was stupid. But I had the gift card for that, and I was like, okay, well that was worth $25. So I was like, well, I can get a couple more things. So I got myself a new Spider-Man mug.
I was gonna say that whenever you said that he didn't have a game console, I'm like, but they have like merchandise and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, he just didn't really want it, so he was
Yeah.
gonna give it to me, and so I got myself the Spider-Man mug, and then they had a used copy of Destroy All Humans for Xbox One,
There you go.
like $13. So I grabbed that.
Is that the
And
virus game? Like the world
no,
virus game?
that's the one where you're like a Martian, and you come
Oh,
down and you're like trying to literally destroy all humans and take over the
gotcha.
Earth, but
Gotcha.
trying to do it in kind of a secret way at first because you're trying to like find the first alien that crashed in like Area 42 because it's kind of like an alternate history thing,
Right.
and um, there's like this secret society or whatever that's trying to fight against the aliens called Majestic in the game versus like the CIA or the FBI or whatever, and they're more or less blaming everything on communism.
Mm. Yeah.
So the game is just kind of like more or less making fun of the worst parts of like the United States and stuff. It's really it's hilarious. It's old humor and yeah, you even like at one point you more or less like uh take mind control over the mayor and you have to like convince people no it's just the communist and all this stuff.
You have to divert the attention to something else.
Yeah. Now, see, I originally thought when I was looking at it that it was the sequel to that, like the original game, or at least something a, a different than the actual original game. But it looks like it was just a remastering of the actual original game, which I'm cool with because honestly, I don't remember really playing much of the story. It was my friend that had the game and was playing more of the story. I was just doing more of the exploring mode, going out in the ship and just throwing cows and shooting people and just doing whatever else and having fun with that. But it's a pretty fun little game.
Hmm.
And after finishing this one, I might think about actually getting Destroy All Humans 2 and getting that because yeah, it's pretty funny. What's up, Stephen P. 2003?
Steven!
Fish Fan Link is here.
Ooh, I'm echoing a little bit. Only if I'm loud, I guess. Because now I don't hear it.
Uh,
Hmm.
I don't hear any echoing. Hosts. So I always feel like it's weird when people say hosts, but I guess
Hosts. That's us.
I
Use
know.
guys.
What do you both have to say about Blenny's Tennessee? Any Blenny news, current Blenny events, cool species to share? What does Tennessee have to do with it?
I don't really have Blenny news. I had to pull a diamond goby out of the mouth of a lionfish at work because he was dumb and thought he could eat it, but he can only get it like halfway down. So the second half of the body is sticking out of his mouth. So that was fun. Had to get two pair of the like reptile feeding tongs, the metal ones. So I had to use one to kind of like hold the fish with his mouth kind of through the tongs, and I'd like lightly grasp him just to hold him, and then because he's too small, I didn't want to risk breaking his jaw by actually like clipping his jaw, um, and then pulling the freaking diamond goby out.
Oh, TN is in tonight. I don't understand
Oh,
this young person's internet slang. Anyway, I have this cool picture of a barnacle Blenny.
look at the barnacle. That's a pretty one. Does it say what type it is? Because there's different types of barnacle blennies.
Um, let's see. I
Tennessee
clicked.
blennies are them landlocked blennies.
I don't know why
Did
my
they both live? Also, I love the blennies. Their little feathers on their heads. The lionfish lived. The goby was already dead, like half digested.
this one is Hancock's barnacle Blenny or the Panamic barn.
Oh,
The
Panamic. Yeah,
Acanthem, Acanthemblemaria Hancocki.
Panamic. I never had Panamics that look like that. I wonder if it's just like males during like when they're flashing
Yeah,
for breeding.
it's the same as
Yeah, yeah, that's
it's
the one I'm used to seeing.
it's just probably slightly I don't know, yeah, brightly
Mm-hmm.
colored up. Oh, look at that. That's
Ooh,
pretty.
that's a pretty one. They're so like stupid yet entertaining.
Yeah, you had one at Marine Solutions when you were working there
Up in
in
that
the
front nano
Lithium
tank.
Nano tank, and it was so cool. I got actually a really cool shot of it that I had used in. I think I had used one of those shots in one of the intros with Fishy Biz or whatever I had.
Oh,
But I definitely used a cool shot of that in the Marine Solutions video. That's
yeah,
an old video.
that is an old video. Um, Yeah, so it's funny though because they don't look like much in pictures, but it just speaks to their personality because that was the number one fish people would point out and ask about in that tank was the barnacle blenny. They're like, "Oh my god, what is that? Oh my god, he's so goofy. He's so cute." Blah blah blah.
Hey, Tennessee blennies are the landlocked blennies.
That's why you didn't understand me and made a Tennessee reference a youngster like me didn't understand. Because he said it earlier to Sketty Nona.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sketty, you must be feeling he meant to say spunky, TN tonight. And then she said TN Puppet Master? Like, you must be
Yeah.
feeling TN. TN Puppet Master?
And I was when they were talking about that, I was thinking, Tennessee Aqua, which he
Yeah.
doesn't go. I haven't seen him in forever. I don't think he even goes by Tennessee Aqua anymore. I don't know what happened to that dude.
Probably like the rest of the people who dropped off. They're just busy. Back to real life.
Yeah, probably. He was so cool to chat with back in the COVID days. Oh yeah, I've seen the puppet guy. Yeah, he's there's a couple different puppet people.
But what's the puppet's name?
I'm trying to remember.
What are the featherhead blennies called? Can we look at them together? Um, eyelash blennies?
Is it just a feather blenny? I don't know because this guy's cool. I just searched. I typed in feather in the first. It's finished blenny, and look at that guy.
Oh, yeah, that one's cool. Almost looks like a juvenile dragon wrasse.
Yeah,
That's cool.
yeah, I like those guys.
Lawnmower blennies and starry blennies kind of have eyelashes to them.
You say lawnmower?
Yeah, lawnmower. Yep. Yeah. And then, yeah, see, he's got some eyelashes. Yeah. And starry blenny is a little bit darker, but same structure. Yeah.
That is definitely like.
They look like grumpy old men. It's so funny. Constant in a constant state of grumpiness.
I was thinking Nicki Minaj, but okay.
Oh, okay.
The close up. Oh, that's cool. Wow.
Yeah, they're not usually that color. Like that's edited. Like contrast was or coloration was brought up.
Yeah. The lighting.
I saw a colorful blenny with a tall feather coming out of its head at Petco. Huh. Oh, that's not good. They must have their wave maker set to pulse, so it goes on and off throughout the day. When it's off, the blenny goes in it.
Maybe,
Oh man.
let's see. What was that? What is called the alfalfa blenny? No,
I don't know. Let me go to Live Aquaria and
I was
see.
thinking alfalfa from. Um, oh, what was that
Marine fish.
old show movie?
Blennies. A colorful blenny with a feather sticking out of its head. There's the segmented.
Little Rascals. There we go. Stephen P. helping me out. My mind kept saying Goonies, but I knew that wasn't right.
Bicolor Blenny?
The bicolor bloody. Oh, I like
He
those
doesn't
guys.
really have a he doesn't really have a feather coming out of his head though. Or- And you said colorful. There's a black line Blenny.
If
Did
it
it
was,
have a more pointed face or did it have that flat face? Like the lawnmower that we are looking at? Because there's two different types of blennies. There's the flat face ones, which are the comb tooth blennies, and then there's the longer snout ones, which are the fang tooth blennies.
not the color.
He said, "Stay out of my wave maker." Maybe bicolor. Okay, I think it was
It
purple.
wouldn't be the bicolor. Well, maybe, I don't know. It doesn't really have a feather coming out.
Flat face and thin body.
Well, let me show which one I'm looking at because I don't think it's.
I think it was purple, maybe yellow. Yeah, that's the bicolor.
What's that? What was that fish that I was always like? That was like half white, half pink. That had like that white
Oh,
flick.
firefish goby.
Was it one of these?
Flat face and thin body. Yeah, so that would be. I kind of had that thought, and I was like, maybe. Yeah, maybe it was a purple firefish because he said purple, maybe yellow, and sometimes the purple firefish have kind of a yellowness to their cheeks. Yeah, was it like that one?
Look at me, the grumpy girls.
Getting closer. That's cool though. Okay, well, if it's not quite that, maybe it's the Health Reach. Health Reach firefish.
Fish.
Yeah, Helfrich. Firefish. Or Helfrichi. Yeah.
Nematella, Nematelliotrys helfrichi.
Yeah, was it that one?
That's cool looking.
Yeah, those are the expensive ones. Those are like $100 each. It was a skinny feather closer to the head. Did you get a picture of it? Because that would solve all this issue. Send me a picture, like on Discord or Instagram or email.
Hmm.
And if you didn't, then how come you're looking at cool fish at Petco and not taking pictures?
Yeah.
Blasphemous.
Speaking of cool fish, I got a blue glow rainbow shark the other day,
Ooh.
and so I've rescaped this tank over here now.
Yeah, because that's where you put that mystery cichlid, right?
Yep. So he's. Whoops. Where is he? I just saw him a second ago. Anyway. Yep. So that's like just minimal plants right now. I'm gonna trim up some of my other tanks and add more plants in here soon. But completely rearranged the rocks, did like a full on water change, cleaned up the substrate a lot, and yeah, it's looking really good. So there's that, and yep, the mystery cichlid is in there, and I have the glow rainbow shark in there too, and I really like those guys. Not I've always liked rainbow sharks, but then you know when you add the blue glow to it, you get a nice bright blue fish with red fins. It's just
Mm-hmm.
that's gorgeous, you know.
It
Or
is
there's
really cool.
purple ones, there's green ones, there's orange ones. You know,
I
some
think there's
people are like anti
Mm.
glowfish or whatever. I'm not. And most of you people know that I'm not. I have several glowfish. I think they're cool, and so they're an interesting way to get some kids into fish keeping too, because first they just get some glowfish, and then they eventually learn how to take care of
Well,
fish properly.
I also look at it as kind of incorporating the um like the wow factor of saltwater, bringing it to freshwater because they are gene spliced with jellyfish DNA, so they are fluorescent. And yeah, this giving bright color to the freshwater world. So
Exactly, and even if I'm not keeping it in like a blue light or anything like that, but even so, it it being the blue tint, it's very obvious on, and so it's really nice and blue, and
you
you
know,
don't
I'm
really get
sorry.
that.
Go ahead. Yeah, I say I never actually seen an adult one. I wonder if that blue gets more rich as it gets older.
Probably not. I would think honestly, if anything, it would get more. Well, I don't know if the skin would get thinner or if it just I don't know. I don't know. It is kind of interesting.
Wi-Fi, hello, hello. It took me a minute. I had to like really look at your screen and I'm like, this is a play on words, and I keep wanting to say YFI because of the dots. It throws me. I'm like, wait, no, this is a play on words. What is it? It's Wi-Fi. That's what it is.
Yeah,
Wi-Fi, hello.
yeah. It's not
Vibes.
Yellowstone Fish Incorporated. It's Wi-Fi.
Yeah. Vibes, hello. Melvin, hello. What's up? What's up? Just hanging
What's up,
out.
guys? I'm, I don't know where they went. Oh, there's the little mystery fish. Yeah, still no
Huh.
idea what it is.
In my rush
Probably
to get
it's some
here,
type of South American cichlid, is what I would think.
yeah,
Because
that's what I was thinking.
it doesn't it doesn't look like any African cichlid I've seen necessarily. Like the face shape is just a little bit different. The African cichlids, at least the babies that I've always seen, most of them have a pretty straight dorsal fin. This one has a very obvious like curve on the front. Well,
Mhm.
let me go further over here this way. Has like a curve on the top and then loops back down, and then kind of goes back up and then back down. And yeah, it just makes me think South American of some
Yeah.
sort. I don't
It
know
definitely
what
looks baby firemouth or baby convict-esque.
convict. No, it's definitely not short body enough.
Well, I'm not
Uh,
saying it is a convict. I'm just saying esque. It reminds me of
yeah,
juvenile of those other South American fish.
right.
So yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I just we
I did
shall
buy some
see.
things
It
this week,
keeps
and I in
growing.
my rush to get here, I forgot to grab them. So I will be right back.
Call it a mascara bicolor blending.
Oh, it was a bicolor blenny with extra long lashes. Oh, cute. All right, I'll be right back.
Oh, okay. So you were seeing it more from like this angle, where the eyelashes were like more obvious. There, it has like little bigger ones and stuff. Yeah, there you go. Oh, and I've added some root tabs into this tank, just a couple, and obviously the tank hasn't crashed and it's not purple, so no,
Oh, good. How did that cup end up? Whenever that stuff fully dissolved, did it get much more
it
purple?
I showed it at its full dissolved, it
Oh,
fully dissolved before the end of the stream.
cool.
it just had a teeny tiny bit at the bottom that was just kind of stuck to the bottom from it just, kind of sitting there, But that was it.
Nice. How many guppies can you put in a 20-gallon tall and long? Well, you start with 3, 1 male, 2 females, and then you just let them go.
Yeah. Or you can go 2 males, 3 females.
There you go.
That way you get a little bit of diversity.
That's true. Gene
And,
diversity.
and um, most of the time, the 2 males will just kind of stick together and they'll kind of chase one of the females and then another one of the females. And so no matter what, one of your females is getting a chance to take a break. That's something that you want. You don't want your females constantly being chased because that can just be stressful for them. So
that is true. So yeah, I went to Target. I had to buy new pants because thigh rub takes its toll and my pants fall apart. But I was like, I want to spend a little extra money on myself, but not too much. And I can never seem to only buy like 1 or 2 packs of Pokemon cards. I always end up buying like one of those big sets. So I got these little mystery up at the front register at Target. They have like all those little mystery things next to the cards. So there was this mystery, it's Squishmallow brand, but it's like a little stress ball thing, and it's a little ice cream.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so it's like one of those little like squishy things. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there was another one. I felt like I should buy all the things food themed for some reason. And another one was this little food themed keychains. And look, so it's one of these little like Ghibli things, and it's a pizza.
Oh.
Yeah. So yeah, and he floats on it. Oh, I'm trying to get up. There we go. Pizza. And a little keychain. I thought it was freaking cute.
I think it's cool how it just stays like it's floating like that.
So my nephew loves these because he likes to ruin them. He'll sit there and he'll like shake it to the point where this whatever charm is floating ends up underneath all this goop. And I'm like, you just ruined it. He's like, yeah, but I got it. And I'm like, that's not the point.
That's the thing, though. Is like I was honestly thinking like the same thing. Like I wonder if there's a way to, if there is a way to screw it up.
Yeah, just like keep shaking it. The need to destroy.
But yeah,
he's got like 5 of them at my sister's house.
But back on that question too, you start with just a few guppies, yeah, and then as far as how many guppies can you end up with and continue to maintain in there, like that's debatable. It's just how much work you want to do, because eventually they'll build up to a certain level, and if you don't have enough plants and you're not doing your water changes and anything like that, they'll just foul the water up enough to where they'll just start dying off.
Or you control the feeding. I know with live bears, sometimes people feed them every other to every 3 days to help control that breeding behavior.
Well, yeah, if you feed them a little bit less, the breeding just kind of slows down because there's not this like excess of food to where they're just like babies. Yeah.
Zenny, hello.
It's the opposite now let's feeding a ton so that you get a lot of babies.
So I think he wants an actual like number though. So let's tweak the question. How many male guppies, if you didn't want breeding, you just wanted a tank with just guppies, how many male guppies would you put in a 20?
Oh, okay. No breeding. It's not going to increase. How many would I just want to have in a 20-gallon tank?
I guess it depends on what type of guppies, because like Endler guppies stay smaller versus like your snakeskin guppies, or elephant ear guppies. Also depends on if it's planted or not, but probably like 10 to 20, depending.
Yeah. With guppies, for real, I'd put like 20 in there.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one of those times where I'd follow the, inch per gallon or whatever. The guppy's pretty much an inch long, a male is. And so Yeah. Just get 20 of them in there.
Yeah, lots of variables. Yep. That's why every time a customer who doesn't know a lot about fish comes into my store and I'm like covering the fish department, and they're like, "Oh, what can I put in my so and so gallon?" I'm like, and I started asking them questions, and they're like looking at me. I'm like, there are a lot of variables that come with this. Like,
Yeah. Scuba Steve.
Scooby Steve.
Scuba Steve sent me some uh, pictures of his uh, ornament in his fish tank. He had the wreath, and it looked awesome. And we also got who sent you the picture? You got a picture from
Ian.
Ian. So yeah, Ian Atkins has sent Atkins Nature Aquarium has sent us a picture of his ornament and his fish tank. We've also gotten one from Stephen P. And I think Skull sent his right away. And we're still waiting on a few.
I know. I meant to send messages out, just be like, "Hey, reminder, if you
I
haven't
think we got
already."
6 out of the 10.
Yeah.
We're waiting on 4 people. We're waiting on Vibes, Patty, um, Zen, who won the big one,
Yeah.
and I can't
Hold
remember
on. Where are my lists? Where are my lists? There's my lists.
I haven't seen Patty since the
Bunny.
darn giveaways too.
Yep,
Oh,
we're
and
waiting on Bunny got the Christmas cactus.
haven't seen Bunny Viber since the giveaway either. So
I've seen her a few times. She's messaged me a few times. She's doing good.
oh,
Did
good.
Daniel Velez send us a picture?
I believe so.
Oh, okay.
Trying
Maybe
to
he
remember.
sent it to just you.
Let's see. Okay, so I have a picture of the gift box, and
And
I
that
guess
was
skull, right?
Skull. Yep.
Okay. I'm trying to look. Okay, so that's the earliest one I have. Then I have the reindeer from Stephen P.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, maybe okay. And
I'm
then
missing a card.
I have the snail mail from Ian, and I
Mm-hmm.
have the okay. So I only have 4. Never mind. We have 4 out of the 10. We're waiting on 6 people.
Yeah, I'm
So
missing one of my note cards.
and wait on Daniel Velez, Bunny, Vibes, um,
Patty.
Patty, Zen, and
What good are notes if I lose the note?
oh wait, didn't Patty win 2 of them or no?
So she technically did, but she messaged me separately and said that she actually went out after Christmas and bought the rest of the set from her local Petco. So I kept this one. So I guess I need to send you a photo. So
Oh,
I
okay.
did forget about that. So yes, I guess I need to put
So
this in my shrimp tank and I need to
did
send
get
a photo.
one and you kept the other.
Right.
Okay, because she had bought the set by that time.
Right.
Okay, gotcha. So yeah, you need to put that in one of your fish tanks
I
and send
do.
it then.
I do. Or maybe I'll put it in Queen's tank and see if she picks it up and moves it around and get a picture like that.
Huh. If you could get a picture of it in her mouth or
Yeah.
whatever, that'd be
Yeah.
great.
Probably just take a video and then still frame it and screenshot it.
Okay, so back to what he was asking. I was asking my friend Daisy Lamb, Daisy Iam, I don't know, who lives in Seattle, Washington, was asking me because she wants to do guppy tanks. Also, she has a 10 gallon, 10 gallon. So how many for a 10 gallon? Oh, okay, yeah, and I put like a dozen or so. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
okay.
Yeah, I would say between 5 and 10 and see how that goes.
Yeah, it's always more fun if you just start with less and let them do their guppy thing, especially with mud guppies, because you just get to see all these different colors come out, and you're just like, ooh, look at that one. That one has orange, and that one has yellow, and that one has blue and yellow, and like
Mhm.
you just get all these different fun things. Like, don't be boring and get like one species of guppies. That's like, or one breed of guppies. That's just boring. Unless you're like intentionally trying to breed a specific type for the sake of selling them, like that, can be one thing or another. But I think more for like anybody really, I think mud guppies are just more enjoyable because you never really know what you're going to get, and you
Right.
can get some incredible patterns and beautiful, beautiful guppies from mutts. And it does kind of suck that you'll never be able to like line breed any one of those mutts that you select out, but you can still just get to see some really, really cool stuff.
Zen says, "Y'all do realize there's going to be so much algae if I give you an in-tank pics, right? That's fine. That is a-okay."
You should see the picture Steven gave me. No, I'm kidding.
I think you showed it. I think I put it in the Discord the
I
night
didn't.
that he sent it.
I have it right here. Yep. And then there's one Skill gave. And then this is Ian's. And then I haven't selected out a specific one or whatever to save on the one that I got from Scuba Steve here, because he sent it to my email. So
Cuba.
he
Yeah,
sent
he
me.
asked me, he messaged me how to get a hold of you, and by the time I saw it and responded, he had already found your email off Fish Family. He's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, yeah,
So
I already
he
sent it." I
sent
was
a
like,
bunch of pictures,
"Yeah."
but I really like, that one's really cool with the betta right there.
Mhm.
And then here we go. That one kind of right there, you get to see like a really good angle of the entire tank with the wreath down in the corner. Looks
Yeah.
really good. I like the placement and all
He
that.
didn't put his wreath in his reef.
And then these two pictures I really like too, because one, it just shows you just a really nice clear picture of the wreath with just kind of the background behind it. It's just a really good angle. And then that one there again with the betta kind of in the corner with the wreath there. Just some really good pictures. I like that. I like that you sent a bunch, and
Yeah.
you know because not only did you get you did the assignment there. I like you, Scuba Steve. You did the
He
assignment
understood.
exactly what I wanted. You know, um, so that was perfect. Because I can incorporate that into like a full little video and stuff. So it'll be fun.
Mhm. What did I do this week? I worked a lot. Um, I finally have work. My coworkers understanding how more inexpensive it is to get the veggies from work from Aldi. And what's really dumb is that apparently Aldi, like our bank that we go take our deposits and stuff to, is right next to the local Aldi. So like I told him, I was like, Aldi's right there. Do it whenever you do a bank run. It's not that hard. Like
Oh
it's
man,
right there.
man, did I?
Yeah.
I'm sure I mentioned it on here on one of my old live streams, but did I ever talk about the time that my boss got mad at me that I brought in blackberries from my own garden to feed the animals at the store?
No, I don't think so.
Oh man, I'm pretty sure I mentioned on one of my own personal live streams, like a couple years ago when it actually happened or whatever. But
Maybe.
yeah, I I picked some blueberries in my yard, and there was just so many of them, and they were so freaking good that I brought like a whole big bag full to the store, and I was sharing them with my coworkers, and I'm just like, let the guinea pigs have some of them, and let the bearded dragons get a little bit of them too, because I've seen my boss go to the store a couple times to get like raspberries and stuff for him. So I'm like, blackberry, raspberry, whatever. Like, she can't get mad at me for this. Like, and
Right.
sure enough, she did get mad at me for that. And her reasoning was that you can't trust the food that comes from my garden. And
Mm,
I'm just like, you have any idea how like offensive that is to me right now? She's like, I don't
right.
care how offensive it is or whatever. Like, I can't do it. Like, I'm just like, I go through all this effort to grow like this super awesome food, and it's delicious, and I share it with everybody, and like you literally get mad at me for that. Like, and just like, if it doesn't come in a package,
Hmm.
you can't give it to the animals. And I'm just like, okay.
Okay, next time I will save a store bought package, take it home, put the blueberries in it, and say, "Oh yeah, these came from the store. Hoop a doop, here you go." No, so I can understand like the source of the point. It still doesn't make sense. Don't get me wrong. You did nothing wrong. She's
Well,
ridiculous.
she
Now,
also
if it
said
was like,
also said that her friend that was like more or less the same thing as me gave her a cherry from her cherry tree, and it had a worm in it. And
oh
so
my god.
as, I'm like, none of my food has ever had worms in it.
So
And
I can understand if like a customer gave you just a random pack of blueberry, like you didn't know this
right.
person. It's like, here's some blueberries to feed your animals. I'd be like, well, I don't know where this came from. Like, what? But yeah, you eat from your garden. Obviously, it's not infested with E. coli. It's not.
Wouldn't a worm be
Yeah,
a bonus snack for the animals?
right.
Exactly.
Give that one to the
You think
bearded
those
dragon.
guinea pigs are going to complain that there's a nice fat grub in their food? No. You think the bearded dragons are going to complain? Hell no.
Right.
But yeah, like, but no, I totally agree with you. Like, that is what's wrong with the world these days. Like, honestly, because like this is like homegrown organic food that's like no pesticides, no nothing. Like, this is literally, in my opinion, the best possible food that you can get. And she's just like, that food's poison. We need to give them this marketed poison that comes from the store that has been sprayed with pesticides and grown in nasty like soil with all those GMO and all this other crap, and give that to the animals because that's the healthy stuff. Or would you tell her, Gina, if she was
Do you
fucking questions?
do you get that reference? That's a
Yes,
reference.
the reference. I'm sad that I get the reference because I don't actually know like where the reference like actually truly originates from, but it's just like, God.
It's one of those
The
stupid like
question,
relationship psychological questions that
and
were like going
the,
around
the
social
things,
media, and it's so
things
stupid.
that people do to like screw their relationships up, like, and just for the sake of doing it,
Yep.
like, like I'm gonna put mustard on the counter and see if my boyfriend knows how to clean up mustard.
Yep.
And what if he doesn't? You
Yep.
gonna break up with him because he doesn't know how to clean up mustard? Meanwhile, there's people
Meanwhile.
like me, they're 34 and can't get a freaking date to save our lives, but you want to break up with your boyfriend because he can't clean up mustard. Fucking women. God.
Danny got a little triggered.
No, but seriously, like,
Preach.
this
Preach.
internet stuff is just garbage, and I hate that it even gets to me because I have no desire to see this stuff whatsoever, and I do everything I can to block it. I'm not interested. Don't recommend this channel. It's disgusting. Too sexual. Block it. Like do all this different stuff, and it just keeps coming to me. I hate it.
Yeah, if he doesn't know how to clean it, she keeps him around for the views. Yeah, to see what other mundane tasks he doesn't know how to do. Film it and put it out for content.
Right. And yeah, like exploiting your significant other for the sake of views, exploiting children for the sake of.
No.
I hate all this stupid stuff that people do on the internet for the sake of views, and it literally just gets shit ton of views.
Danny's dating problem. I would still love you if you were a worm, and I can clean condiments off counters.
Club soda and lemon juice. Come on.
I think it's not only the products that they were using, but it's the way that they were wiping. Like they were just wiping in circles. They weren't like wiping up, and it's just to prove that they've never had to. Like they were probably raised a little spoiled and never had to do like household chores, never learned how to clean up after themselves. It's just it's a whole thing. But I thought it was funny just to be like, yeah, some people just don't know how to clean, men or women, not necessarily men. But there's some spoiled ass girls out there too who don't know how to clean. So it's more of like a human psychological thing to me, not necessarily a couples thing. But yeah, just to see if people know like I didn't know that you're supposed to be like I mean it makes sense now in hindsight. I'm going to sound really stupid. I didn't know that you're supposed to be cleaning your vacuum cleaner like once a month. Like totally cleaning it out.
Well, see,
Nobody taught me that.
Exactly, and that's why I have to buy a new vacuum.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I've gone through like 3 vacuums living in this house.
I have incredibly long hair, and that gets everywhere. I have animal hair everywhere, and bird stuff everywhere. And then, of course, my cat just tears up her scratching post. And what do? I just vacuum that up. All those long fibers and all these different things. I am the reason that my vacuum is super clogged.
I clean the vacuum when it stops vacuuming. Yeah, exactly. Oh, man. Yeah. Oh, and then, like, whenever TikTok, that dude who, he's probably on Instagram, too, or a YouTube short, so you've probably seen him. Things I wish I would have known before I was in my 30s. Like, one of his big blow-up ones was the electric range stovetops. Apparently, they flip up to where you can clean underneath them.
Oh yeah.
Like nobody knew that. It's just like why is this not taught in home ec? Why isn't cleaning taught in home ec?
The warmer underneath the oven that a lot of people just use to store their pots.
Me. Yeah, that's your broiler.
That's really a warmer.
Yeah.
That's where you put the lasagna to keep it warm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, it's a food warmer. Just whenever you have to cook something first, that's where you put it while you're cooking the rest of your dinner.
The thing that I wish that I knew that I thought was truly amazing was how to properly use a can opener.
Yeah, how you're supposed to do it like sideways instead of on top.
Yeah, I always did it.
Or no, you're supposed to do it on top, not sideways.
Yeah, I always did it on the side where it would cut into the can and it would like pop up and like fall in, and you'd have to like point one finger down to get it to like twist up, and you get all that nastiness on your hands and stuff. Where like apparently, if you do it the other way, it cuts it really nice and clean, and it's like a perfect freaking lid with no sharp edges at all.
Right.
I've still yet to actually try it myself.
Now, okay, I just had a thought about that. But in the case of like dog and cat food, you know how there's can savers for the like the lids that you can put up? Will that still click on if you cut the can that way?
No. But if you cut the can that way, you can use the can as its own can saver, because it'll you just have to put some pressure on it and it'll go in on itself.
Oh. I literally thought that was designed for storage. Yeah, everybody did, because nobody taught us.
And yeah, you're supposed to open bananas upside down because that stem is the handle.
Yeah. And that's just the stringy bits. They come off whenever you peel it upside down. I call bullshit. And and I also learned from like TikTok and all that stuff. I follow a couple like used appliance sellers. This guy's up in Canada. Apparently dryer sheets and fabric softener is like the biggest hoax ever. It actually ends up ruining your washer and dryer.
Hmm.
And it actually kind of ruins your clothes too. Like any kind of wicking material, like sport wicking shirts and stuff, fabric softener and dryer sheets actually coat. It's paraffin wax, like paraffin based, like wax based, and it actually ends up coating the fibers, and it undoes the wicking, like it makes it not breathable. Also, flannel, it coats the fabric in your flannel and actually makes it more flammable. Like this is a problem. The lint catcher in your dryer, it coats that to where like eventually that'll clog and can catch fire. Like, so I don't use dryer sheets anymore.
Hmm. All right, so here we go.
In cans like this. But did you know the right way is actually to open it like this?
Yeah, that's the way you're supposed to do it. Yeah. I still have not done it. I still do it the way I've always done it.
I have yet to actually try it that way.
Yeah, me too. I've never tried it that way. Because yeah, my sister once cut her hand opening a can, like doing it like the way that everybody normally does it. We had to go to like urgent care.
Oh, thanks, Andy. I am smarter now. That's what I hope to give to every live stream. One little bit of knowledge to make somebody smarter.
Nope, it don't work. Refusing the evidence brought right before him.
Yeah.
Witchcraft. She's a witch. What's something else? Something else silly.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember some other weird things that people don't know. Try it. I don't have a can.
My green bean game about to be on fleek. All right, let me go get a can. Hold on. I'll be right back.
But what did you eat it?
Yeah, I say I'm gonna go see if there's like a can of veggies or a can of like we get canned peaches and canned pears because Nathan likes it. He grew up on it. It's
I was like, if I had a can of SpaghettiOs, like I'd probably go and eat those right now. But
right,
I don't buy any cans.
I'll be right back.
The only can I have right now is actually one of those like single serve, like ready to go Campbell's soup, and it has a pull top thing, and you microwave it, so it's not actually a can. But yeah. Okay, here I gotta see if she can get this to work. But I've seen other people that had more expansion on it that apparently you can actually just take the lid and just, put some pressure and it'll just kind of snap back on. And it'll, then you'll have a lid for your can. Richard Reynolds. Yeah, I'm excited this is going to actually happen. How do I?
Okay, I'm back. I got a can of chili. I'll make some chili mac whenever we're done with the stream. So, got my can opener.
Hotkeys.
And I got my can of chili. So, this way, right? This way. Got it. Okay. Oh my god, I'm gonna end up dropping it.
Yeah, you got it. There you go. Yeah. Okay, so now put it on the table.
Okay.
Because you don't want to drop it. You can move your webcam down if you want to, but
hold on. This is weird. It's like using my non-dominant hand. Oh my god. Okay. I guess you really have to make sure You have a not dented can. Eh. It's like chewing it. Oh, it is working. Okay. So, yeah, see, you could see it. It is cutting. But it's like chewing it up also.
Well, it
Top of
chooses
it.
from
So,
yeah.
yeah, you could see. Can you see how like rough those spots are? It's like chewing up the top.
Oh
It could
yeah.
just be my can opener.
Yeah.
All right. There we go. Yep, there we
It's
go.
it's not supposed to be sharp like at all. It's supposed to be
Yeah, no, it's not really all that sharp. Maybe I was supposed to take the label off.
well.
Yeah, so yeah, you can see it like folded in that part.
Yes.
Yeah,
Now,
that's not sharp either.
what you should also be able to do is just put pressure on the lid and more or less snap it back on, and use it as a grease, kind of like a like.
No, that one's not really working.
No.
It
Okay.
loosely sits on top.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Oh, there's like metal flakes. I don't know if you guys can see them. Yeah, you see all those flakes? That's metal flakes because it chewed up the edges.
Ugh.
I'm gonna set that over here.
Well, either you did that wrong.
I probably did it wrong. I do everything wrong.
Your can opener was not made to do it that way.
No, not at all. All right, let me go set this down in the kitchen. I'll be right back.
Yeah, it worked. But the question is, did it work better than the other way? Fish and Friends Mythbusters edition. Yeah, I wish there's apparently some way where you can like create segments or whatever on like the YouTube side or whatever automatically here on StreamYard to create the chapters. And I was trying to figure out how to do that before all that happened, and I couldn't figure out what I needed to hit. Streaming and recording. Oh, I could have recorded a certain thing. Okay. Navigation. Yeah. Oh, create marker. There we go.
Okay, I got it.
Oh, we couldn't create marker. Please try again.
Doesn't electric can openers open it that way? Like the ones that you like mount to the underside of your cabinets, don't they open it up that way?
I don't know.
My uncle had one. It always freaked me out, and I never used it. I hate electric can openers.
Paper Chef makes one that cuts from the side.
Yeah.
Maybe it didn't snap set because. Well, see, the thing is, Richard, what these videos are suggesting is that no can openers were ever made to open from the inside. They were always meant to open from the side.
Yeah.
They just like people just used them incorrectly and it happened to work, so people just still did it that way. But with those metal shavings, like I'm seriously like questioning, like, was that way actually better or not?
I know, that's what Zenny's just saying. She's like, wait, are you still going to eat that chili with the potential metal flakes in it? I don't know. I was thinking that too. I was like, I don't even know if I want to eat this now.
Well, see, and then what also makes me wonder now, too, is did you only see the metal shavings because you use the can opener that way? Like, what if using the can opener the other way makes metal shavings go like right into the food? You just don't notice it because it just like sinks right down to the bottom right away as you're cutting the can open.
Maybe.
Like, it's not iron, it's aluminum, and I don't think there's any medical benefits to aluminum shavings cutting up your esophagus.
Send it to Rico, Gina. He'll eat anything. I just saw the short that he's going to be eating a freeze-dried tarantula. Has he eaten that yet? I don't know. He's supposed to be eating a tarantula or a spider on his neck on one of his snarf or barf segments.
Or hear me out. You're listening to the interwebs, and they aren't always right.
That is true.
Well, but they aren't always wrong either. Like, and see, that's the thing is, like, I don't know. Like, is that the correct way, or is that not the correct way?
No, he hasn't yet. Oh my gosh. I've seen Rhett and Link eat the freeze-dried or whatever it is tarantulas. Oh, is it smoked? Is it freeze-dried? It's preserved in some way.
No, if I was gonna eat tarantula, it would be like fire roasted or boiled or something like that.
Oh, you know what? I think they do boil it first for sanitizing, and then I think they salt cured. Oh, okay.
Salt cured? Yeah, no. See, I'm gonna take a nice big tarantula and I'm gonna put it actually over a flame, and I'm gonna burn all those hairs off first. And then after I do that, then I'm gonna boil it, because what I've always heard is tarantula, specifically the Goliath bird-eating spider, they eat that in Peru or wherever it's from. I don't remember exactly what country, but my mind's saying Peru. They say it tastes like shrimp, so I would boil it like shrimp and eat it like crab legs or whatever. You know, like crab legs or whatever. That's the way I would think of it. Is like tarantula legs, like crab legs. Do you eat the fangs? No, you definitely don't eat the fangs.
The key is to try everything on the interwebs, then you know if it's true or not. Boiled for safety. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, I think on one of the episodes of Rhett and Link when they eat the tarantula, I think they said that. I think the fangs are still on there.
Oh yeah, the fangs are on there, but you don't eat them.
Yeah, I don't know.
The fangs are, I mean,
they got to be like hard, like chewing like a piece of like bone or something, right?
You wouldn't be able to more or less eat the fangs, because it's weird, because it's like the fangs are not like truly connected to the exoskeleton, but they're more or less part of the exoskeleton. Like when the tarantula sheds its skin, like it sheds its fangs in the skin, you know, and it grows like a new set of fangs, and they're soft and white at first, and they have to harden just like the exoskeleton does after it, you know, sheds its outer shell. And so, like, no, you wouldn't eat the fangs the same way you wouldn't eat a like the antenna of the lobster or whatever, you know. Like, you eat all the meat and stuff that's actually there, but you don't eat like the actual shell and like the fangs. But I do have a set of fangs from my first pet tarantula. When she died, I took her fangs and I encased them in some resin.
So I found a website, thailandunique.com. They sell edible tarantulas. This edible tarantula is ready to eat from the bag. You can eat every part, but be careful of the sharp fangs. Some people prefer to remove the tiny fine hairs before eating.
Yeah.
You can do this by holding over a gas flame or placing it in the oven at high heat for a few minutes.
That's what I said. Put it over a flame to burn all the hairs off. But I wouldn't eat with the fangs, yeah. So those people are eating the shell, and I wouldn't like eat the shell.
You deactivate the small amount of venom during the cooking process.
Yeah.
Some people discard the abdomen because it can taste a little bitter. The best parts to eat are the body and legs. Yeah, because the abdomen is where all like the organs and stuff are.
Pretty much. Yeah, that's where like all the organs are. And yeah. Tarantula but what anatomy, tarantula anatomy is very interesting. I got one of those like kids books that are all about it that has like the 3D um like sculpture in the middle, so where you can like actually like take the tarantula apart piece by piece. And it's actually got some pretty good information in there that breaks it down pretty simply, so like kids can understand it and stuff too.
So we should warn whenever Rico does go to eat this tarantula, we should tell him that the fat butt part is not usually eaten. He just eats the main body part and the legs. So it's apparently that's the good part of the tarantula.
Yeah.
Don't eat the butt.
Well, no, don't tell them not to eat the butt. Just tell them that a lot of people tend to skip the abdomen because it can taste a little bitter. And that way he'll still eat it. Yeah.
Funny.
Feels super subjective.
Good. Super subjective. Oh my gosh.
Would you eat it if it was just the meat and you didn't have to see the shell and you knew it was
Dungeness. Yep. Dungeness. Yeah, like already shelled crab meat.
yeah. Like
Mm.
okay, so
Like how artificial crab comes, but it's real crab.
right.
Hmm.
Like in a can of tuna, you don't have to see that it was actually a giant fish. You just see the can of like tuna meat. Like I would love to eat that. I think that'd actually be pretty good, probably.
I would eat a whole bowl of crab meat. Oh my god. Mm.
But I was talking about tarantula meat.
Oh. Sorry.
Yeah, I would eat that if it was in a. Well, not if it came in a can. I don't like anything that comes in a can. It tastes like aluminum.
Aluminum.
I can't imagine
Lando.
much meat in a spider. You know,
There's not much meat in crawfish either.
pretty much the same thing as any like crawfish or like lobster or anything like that. Like, what's not the exoskeleton is pretty much just meat, other than what's in the abdomen. The abdomen is very, very simple anatomy. It pretty much has a stomach, a single chambered heart that just pushes the blood out, and then the blood just and they don't even have veins, mind you. They just have blood that just oozes out into their body, and their legs work like hydraulic systems. They don't have muscles to expand their legs, just to contract their legs. And that's why when they die, their legs curl up. So their single chamber heart pumps the blood out into their legs, and their legs work like hydraulics. And as the blood goes out, their legs expand. And so that's why they can run for like a fast burst or something like that. But the idea that a spider is going to chase you for a long distance or anything like that is just laughable, because moving a couple inches is like you sprinting, down the block or something like that. You're pretty winded after doing that. And they also have their book lungs in their abdomen, and that's pretty much it. Now, their book lungs, it's like sections of like lungs, more or less, and it literally looks like pages in a book, and that's why they kind of get their name, book lungs. And they don't breathe like we do, where we breathe in and we breathe out respirations. The air more or less just hits their lungs, and they absorb the oxygen through that way. And so
Kind
that's
of like
why,
gills.
Yeah, kind of like gills, more or less. And so that's why, like spiders and other like insects and stuff like that can drown really, really fast because they don't like really breathe the same way we do. And they can even drown outside of the water if the water is still like fully covering them.
That's why you don't miss your tarantulas directly, everybody.
Plus, they just don't like it.
Yeah, they don't like it. Yeah.
Fishing things with Lando. Fishing things.
Lando.
Wasn't it something else before?
Big Steve is here. Unless he's been here.
Big Steve's Glassbox Creations. What's up, dude?
Because then he talked about hot dogs.
Hot dogs.
Yeah. Like, I like to eat hot dogs, but put a pig anus and eyeballs in front of me, I'm not eating it. Presentation and texture matters. That is true.
You're right. That's pretty much all a hot dog is. And when you look at a hot dog the right way, it really does look like a pig anus, too.
Rocky Mountain oysters present well. Just
Oh, man.
It's like a hush puppy. Oh, my God.
Speaking of Rocky Mountain oysters or whatever, I don't remember. In fact, I have no idea what movie it was from, but it was something that I was just seeing pop up on my YouTube shorts. And this dude was just in this little diner and just chowing down on these things. And he's like, oh, man, these are just so good. And then the person's like, yeah, and you're about to set a record, too. It's like, oh, really? It's like, yep. If you eat one more, that's a brand new record. And they're like, oh, right. So he just eats one more and then he's eating another. And they're like, oh, right. That's the most sheep testicles anybody's ever eaten.
Oh, my gosh.
It is.
What?
Like, what? I'm eating sheep testicles?
That's hilarious.
That's the thing is, I don't think I could eat testicles in any. Yeah, I couldn't do that.
I don't think I could.
Brain. I've eaten like liver and heart and lots of different stuff. But
I've eaten liver and heart. I don't think I could do brain because it's like super soft. Like, isn't it like the really soft fat, like that kind of softness? Or is it like flan, like really like firm gelatin?
It's kind of like, I don't know, like, have you ever had anybody like
Vienna sausage?
Like, no. I don't know. It's just kind of like ground beef mixed with jelly, but not jelly. Like, I don't know. Like, it's not like super jelly, but it's not like super like
formed
tough like a steak. It's not tough like a steak. Right. It's almost like somebody took like ground beef and just like kept mashing it up too much to where it just kind of turns
to like a paste.
Pasty, like, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I could do it.
But don't do that, people. If you're making burgers, like, grab the ground beef, form it to a burger quickly, and just leave it. Like, don't sit there and constantly mash it up. It'll turn really gummy.
Yeah, and I don't think I could do any kind of testes because, like, that seems like chewy, like bristly almost.
I just don't want to be eating something else's manhood. I wouldn't eat ovaries either.
Eat eggs.
I eat eggs. Well, but yeah, but that, well, yeah. Eggs are delicious. Yeah. Eggs are delicious.
Yes. I always put an egg in my ramen.
See, I never knew when I was a kid that like ramen was actually like a traditional like fancy like full meal where people put like steak and an egg and all this other stuff in there. I just thought it was like a cheap pasta or whatever because my mom always tended to make it like dry. We would only have it like a soup if we were like sick or something like that, you know.
Yeah.
But it was just a quick pasta side that my mom would make to feed our family of
Like
five.
SpaghettiOs. Yeah, just
Right.
like a cheap meal.
Right. And but yeah, after learning that now that I'm an adult and have learned all these different things about ramen actually is, I still don't want to eat it that way.
It's
Like
good with an
I
egg.
still don't tend to add anything else. Like I just make my ramen. Now I eat it mostly as a soup because I just like it that way.
Yeah.
And then I'll add like some curry powder, maybe some extra spices or something like that. But I don't make anything else and throw it in there. I just want to eat the noodles.
Yeah, I like the egg makes it really nice. It makes it heavier too. So if like you're kind of hungry but you don't want to make 2 packets of ramen, you put an egg
Yeah.
in there. It does make it a little heavier.
I just like to
And
make
sometimes if I'm feeling fancy, and if I have fresh green onions, I'll put fresh green onions on top, and it makes it yummy.
Yeah. Yeah. But one of these days I wanna go to an actual like ramen like fancy restaurant or whatever, you know.
Oh, Blue Ocean Sushi has really good ramen. It's on the Del Mar Loop. That's where we usually go.
And try something like
Mhm.
this or
Yeah.
whatever. You're not gonna get me to eat the seaweed.
That's okay. You don't have to.
Or these are mushrooms, aren't they?
No, that's pork. That's pork
curly-
belly.
Yeah, it's pork belly. Yeah, okay. I would eat that. I'd pretty
I think
much eat
that's-
everything except the seaweed.
Yeah, I think that's kontotsu ramen, and then that's a different one.
Miso. That was shoyu ramen.
Oh,
This-
show you
That's tongsu.
kontotsu. Yeah,
And this miso ramen.
miso.
See, that looks pretty good. I don't think I would want the corn in there. I just don't like corn in stuff. I've talked about that before. I like corn as is, but
Are you sure that that's corn and not chickpeas? I've never seen corn in ramen. That's kind of interesting. That seems very American.
It's probably an American twist or something because they're
Maybe.
idiots. Nope, it definitely is corn.
Okay.
It says corn on the recipe thing that I
Lame.
went to. You know, it's it's like I've seen Rachel Ray making authentic pad thai and then proceeds to make something that doesn't contain anything that is in authentic pad thai. But yeah, see, like that looks all right. You know,
Yeah.
pieces of pork. Still wouldn't eat the seaweed. I'm okay with the green onions and then the egg. I do like egg.
And that's a medium boiled egg. So the yolk is still runny.
Yeah.
But the egg
I love
white is all cooked. Yeah, it's so good. Yeah, we'll have to go to Blue Ocean Sushi sometime.
I'm fine with my ramen just looking like that.
Yeah, I say because Nathan's not the biggest sushi fan. So if he's like really hungry, and I really want ramen, then we'll go to Blue Ocean and he'll get ramen and I'll get sushi.
See, the only sushi that I like is nigiri.
Yeah.
This stuff.
What's the difference between ramen and pho? So ramen is Japanese, pho is Thai. Right? Yeah.
I would do that. I would eat this over here and some of this stuff in the middle, but I wouldn't eat any of that. I don't like any of the rolls because I don't like seaweed.
So essentially, in fish terms, Big Steve, the difference between pho and ramen is catch point.
Yeah.
Yeah, ramen is Japanese,
Honestly,
pho is Thai.
Every single Asian country has their own version of a noodle dish.
Yep. Yeah, pho is usually made with glass noodles.
Where's my
Um, yeah, that's a reference from Steven's stream yesterday. Um,
Well, I like tentacles.
Also, pho usually has Thai basil, which is related to mint, but it's not mint. It's Thai basil. And
It
also a
actually,
ton of bean sprouts.
Thai basil kind of has a taste similar to like if you were to buy a packet of like Oscar Mayer beef bologna. Like it literally kind of smells the same as that. It's weird, but I've grown Thai basil before. It has a good
Nathan's
flavor.
Nathan's in the chat. Why do you always say I'm not a big sushi fan? I love sushi. You don't love it as much as me. You've gotten better. Gina, collection point. Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
In fish terms, it's collection point.
Yep. But the Koreans have their version of like a noodle dish that adds like kimchi and
Hmm.
their I can never remember the name of their like it's like a spicy paste or whatever that they add to
Oh,
everything,
yeah.
and
I don't remember either.
it's delicious. Well, yeah, but you love sushi.
I know. That's what I mean. So that's what I said. I love sushi. We
My
actually
bad.
just went out for sushi on Thursday.
So let's see. No, but for real though, it's strange. Like I've grown several different types of basil, and like a standard sweet basil, like that's what people think of when you think of like basil. When you have like tomato and basil soup, that's a sweet basil. But like there's some of them that like yeah, the only way I can describe it is it just smells like bologna.
I keep waking up with lo mein in my bed. I gotta stop sleepwalking. I love that. That's good.
You know, after the stream is over, I'm gonna make some ramen.
Yes.
And I have a duck egg. I might go ahead and
Ooh.
medium boil that duck egg.
So you can. So you can medium boil it. So boil it for like. Oh wait, it's bigger than a chicken egg. So I don't know if it would be the same amount of time or if you'd have to. I don't
Well,
know.
how long would you do a chicken egg?
7 minutes.
Okay, I was gonna say so. I wouldn't. Well, that doesn't even sound. That sounds too long.
Mm-mm.
To,
7 minutes is
medium
the
boil it.
perfect time.
No, because I don't know. It just sounds too long.
Now, are you doing
It's-
like almost boiling over temperature, or are you doing like a regular rolling boil? Because that's a difference
Well, the
too.
thing is, I've done it a couple different times, but I'm trying to remember what these things said. So, boil for one
Oh, Vietnamese. Sorry, you're right.
19 minutes. Wow, yeah, okay.
I always go. We had a place called Simply Thai that would serve pho. So yeah, you're right. It is Vietnamese. Unless they both have it and might be slightly different, like Vietnamese pho and Thai pho.
What the fuck?
Yeah, maybe there's multiple collection points. Yep. Like Danny said, Steven. Like Danny said, every Asian
Every
country
Asian
has
country
their own
has their
version.
own version of noodles.
Yeah.
You know, that's just the way that they did it. And so, how dare you say pasta is Italian? The Asians been doing it longer.
Well, that's because it's different noodles. So, and
I
actually
know.
what's interesting is that in Japan, if you're looking for ramen, you will never find it in a restaurant. Like you have to go to those ramen stands because so much goes into making those noodles. Like it's not profitable to make it from scratch and serve it small quantity like at a restaurant. You have to go to the stand to get the ramen.
Yep.
And it's cheap. And it is like a quick like fast food.
And they make it with their bare hands. So be ready.
It's so cool. Like watching, like if you ever watch a video of a ramen noodle maker, like it's a whole apprenticeship program. Like you have to be an apprentice to learn how to like make ramen and all that stuff. It's crazy. Like it's so cool to watch. Yeah. Oh, I'm
Having
sorry. I'll stop. My hands are up. I'm sorry.
ramen sit-down places in Japan. I
Yeah.
lived there.
Yeah, the stands. Yeah, the ramen stands. Uh, yeah, but stands are common. Yeah, stands or like a specific ramen, like if they have a like an actual restaurant.
Well, what Gina meant to say was that there are places and restaurants in Japan where you can go, but the places that you want to go are
Yeah,
the stands because that's where you're going to get the true, authentic
made
ramen
from scratch.
because it was like a poor person's dish. The same way tacos were like the poor person's Mexican dish, and
Yes.
lobster was the poor person's dish here in America at first, and then all of a sudden we turned it into a delicacy.
We went to Longhorn Steakhouse for Nathan's birthday, and I got the steak and lobster, and it was actually really good. Oh, I was so impressed. Whoever was cooking in the kitchen that day knew how to make lobster. Oh, it was not overcooked at all. It was so good.
Oh, good, good. Because yeah, all this talk about these different seafoods and stuff, like in, she said, "Where's my tentacles?" Like that got me thinking. Like, yeah, I would love a big old plate of octopus tentacles right now,
Calamari and octopus. Yep.
and I wouldn't even care if they were doing that thing that they do sometimes still in Japan, where they're like still moving around.
Oh yeah, you don't see ramen, and I never knew how to say that. Sold in the same shop typically. So it's like almost like a pizza. It's not a pizza, but it's like a pizza. It's like a big flat thing that you put different toppings and fish sauce and stuff on. It's so good. I never had it, but I've always wanted to. But yeah, you'll have a
A
ramen stand, and then you'll have the other
Japanese
stand.
tostito, huh?
Yeah. Mm.
Lobsters are fascinating and delicious.
Yeah.
That they are. They are delicious. Crab is delicious too.
Yeah, like a pancake slash pizza thingy. So dang yummy. Yeah, I never had one, and I always wanted to.
See, it's weird. Like I like all these different sort of like shellfish and other sort of like cephalopods and whatever else, but I don't like salmon. And salmon is
Salmon.
apparently the world's most popular fish that everybody loves. But I
Yeah,
don't like salmon. I
I
don't
could
like
see
most
that.
fish, like the actual fish itself. I like fish adjacent things.
Like you like
Like,
whitefish.
well, like whitefish is okay. I got these like cod is all right, cod nuggets or whatever. Sometimes it's good. I do like some different fishes, but like yeah, you put some crab or lobster or squid, scallops, whatever else, like yeah, I'm all over that. Especially alligator. I love alligator, even though I don't know if you can really qualify alligator as like seafood, but what else would you call it? It's not like anything else. I don't know. I heard
Hmm.
calamari rings are sometimes big butt O
Oh
rings.
my gosh. I love, and that's funny though that you don't like salmon because that's my favorite like sushi, like the nigiri and stuff. I love salmon nigiri.
A river chicken is frog. Frog legs are river chicken. See, I don't like tuna fish, especially from a can.
I don't
Uh,
think I've ever had. Oh, tuna.
I've
Yeah, sorry,
I've
canned
had
tuna.
like tuna nigiri or whatever, and that's
Hmm.
okay. But yeah, tuna from a can, I no. My mom did make this really, really good tuna casserole that was just absolutely fantastic. But I would eat around the tuna. I'd eat all the noodles and the sauce and everything, but I always had just pretty much a plate full of tuna left
You never
over.
had tuna sandwiches?
Oh no,
Oh,
no,
okay.
definitely not. My brother, yeah, my brother would make them all the time. Tuna and just mayonnaise and some
A little bit
whatever
of mustard,
with
maybe some
just
egg, maybe some celery.
and then just eat it and just make horrible chewing noises right in front of my face just to like make me even more disgusted. Like I no, I hate tuna.
I like tuna.
Tuna can was Rico's nickname in college.
Oh, but somebody asked earlier, has anyone been to H Mart, the Asian supermarket? I was watching some shorts, and apparently they have the live tanks with king crabs and dungies, all that, and there's one about 45 minutes away. Oh, do we have an H Mart? Probably not.
I don't know.
We have like little Asia places, like spots around here. Let's see.
Uh,
Oh yeah, we Fishy Biz and I were gonna go to one, but apparently
There's
they
one-
closed down. Like they were shut down.
there's one okay, so there's Pan Asia Supermarket in Manchester, Missouri. There's H Mart Niles in Niles, Illinois, and there's H Mart Fresh Schaumburg in Schaumburg, Illinois. So we have some Pan Asia supermarkets, and we have an Asian market in Creve Coeur.
I think that's
That's
the
an actual H Mart.
yeah. Yeah, but the one that Biz and I were gonna go to was like condemned, like shut down, and they did it abruptly. And I heard that all of the vendors that were there were pissed and just left all the product, and it was literally rotting. Like they had to get hazmat people in there to clean it up. Like it
Oh,
was
God.
disgusting.
That's disgusting. Oh
They
man,
couldn't sell it. They were condemned. Like they had to shut down.
I don't remember. I think it might have been a Schnucks or something like that. I walked into over in some area that wasn't the nicest area or whatever, but they were having like a sale on the fish, and so they literally put like one of those like freezer things full of fish or whatever, like in like the walk-in area. So like you literally walk into the store and you just smell like the fish section. And it's just like that is not a welcoming smell in your shopping establishment. And I almost just like turned around and left right away. But I had to grab a few things. And then when I was leaving the store again, it's just like bam, the door opens up and you just get fish. It's like Could I put my Cheeto in a mesh net type of bag?
Okay. I was typing out a response.
Onto my display.
Okay, so no, because that's gonna block light and it's gonna constrict it to where it won't be able to grow. I was just typing up. You can take some egg crating. This is what I had to do in my refugium chamber in my sump. I took some egg crating and made it kind of stick up out of the water a little bit, and actually take a filter bag and cut it and like zip tie it on there so it creates like a barrier so the Cheeto can't get through, or like a sponge, like rig a sponge there so water can pass but the Cheeto can't. Whatever you think you can do. But no, I wouldn't put the Cheeto in a bag.
Sponge.
Like a coarse sponge. Not a fine sponge. Like you don't want filter floss.
Poorly done.
Get like a big black coarse sponge.
It's fascinating adventures. So many water creatures living and on ice. Huh.
Apparently at one of our Asian markets, probably the one that shut down, my old coworker Frank would talk about how they would have knife fish. Oh yeah, Biz was talking about it, how they'll have like knife fish and stuff for sale to eat.
Yep.
Thank you, that's why I asked. You always got the answers. Thanks, I try.
Richard had tamales today from a food truck. Those sound really good. Giant living flounders.
That's cool.
That's cool. I don't know what type of fish I ate when I was in Iraq. It was something from the Tigris or the Euphrates or something like that. Big old fish. It was good. We got
Mm.
before the Iraqi police went in there with their hands. And then some people went in for seconds and then they got sick.
Yeah.
They definitely didn't follow the inch per gallon rule. Was it fish though? Oh no, it was fish. I could see the face and the scales and all that stuff. It was a big old fish that was served over a bed of like rice with lentils and all that stuff. It was really, really good. Kind of this like spicy sort of curry like dish or whatever. I don't know. Middle Eastern food is has its own sort of deal, but it was really, really good. And I made sure to grab a good amount. And honestly, the fish was okay, but the rice with that like lentil, like buffalo type sauce or whatever, like I don't know, it was really, really good.
Sorry, I have a hangnail. It was bothering me.
I was in the first Gulf War, so I ate okay. Now that was just the food that I got from the Iraqi army after helping them get all set up into our database with badges and all that stuff. Their new recruits and all that. Um, but the food that I got most of the time when I was in Iraq was actually like fantastic. So I was eating like every Wednesday night was surf and turf night where there was like steak and lobster or crab legs or popcorn shrimp, whatever else. And Thursday was stir fry night. Now they always had like kind of like a basic bar setup where you could get like like basic food or whatever, make yourself a sandwich, stuff like that. But I always love stir fry night because you can pick like noodles or rice, all your spices, whatever else to throw in there, and you just have this dude with the big old flat grill just right in front of you.
Mm-hmm. Hibachi
So
style, but not hibachi because it's
right,
Iraq
'cause
and not
think
Japan.
he was like I think most of them were like Nepalese or something like that. Like they were not Iraqis per se, but they were from other like third world countries and came in and they work as contractors for the US military for like a year, 2 years, something like that. And more or less over those couple of years that they work for the military, they get enough money equivalent to go back home and retire with their family for the rest of their lives. So a lot of these people, really, really want to do these jobs and they work really, really hard for these jobs because they know that they're going to be set for life if they do a good job and they really, really don't want to get fired. And so people are like, do you really trust these local people to cook your Burger King? And I'm like, hell yeah, I do. Because they don't want to lose this job. I trust them a
Right.
lot more than I trust these people right down the road at the local Burger King here.
Mm-hmm. Hard to fuck up bacon and eggs. And yes, I loved eating bacon in the Middle East. I
Oh
had a
yeah,
question
they
about
make
that.
it
Is it
bacon. But
is
I
it like a
believe it was turkey bacon
so
or something.
is their bacon like thick cut like how Europeans do, like almost like breakfast ham, or is it like American style bacon? Because I learned
Well,
different countries have different style, different cut bacon.
the bacon that we always got was kind of like thinner, and it was like I'm pretty sure it was like turkey bacon or something like not actual bacon, or maybe it was, but I always wondered if I always did kind of wonder like was it real bacon or was it not? But I was never really much of a bacon person. I was always eating like the sausage links or stuff like that. But I don't know if it was pork sausage either. But then again, like I don't know if I was even so like doing anything to kind of like poke fun at people's religion or whatever because I don't think the people that were actually making this were Muslims or Islamic. I believe they were something else because like I think they were from like Nepal and India and stuff like that. I don't know. Yeah, the Middle East doesn't eat bacon. It's against their religion. Yeah. I was aboard the U.S. Midway. We ate real bacon. Yeah. I know I was eating real lobster that was most likely coming straight from the Mediterranean Sea or whatever. Like,
Nice.
that was the best darn lobster I've ever had. I have not had lobster that has ever compared to what I was getting when I was in Iraq here in the United States. Ever. Like, I don't know what they did with it. They probably just boiled it in straight butter with peppercorns or something, but like, oh, it was just so good. Shellfish is against some religions as well. Yes,
Yep.
it's not kosher. It's a it's a bottom feeder.
Mhm.
That's what I was saying. Like it was originally a poor man's food, and then all of a sudden it became a delicacy.
Yep.
And they and there's something else that they tried to do that with, and it was a failed attempt, which was the Asian carp.
Yeah.
The Asians didn't care for their carp, whatever. They were just there, and it was the Europeans that, for some reason, really liked the Asian carp. They thought it was like some delicacy or something like that, and so then the Europeans brought the Asian carp here to the United States, thinking that we were going to like it as some form of a delicacy or whatever. But us Americans preferred the more gamey fish that were more difficult to catch and stuff like that, like the bass and trout and salmon and stuff like that, to where carp
said,
was pretty much,
we got our own fish over here. No, thank you.
yeah. And so now carp are just everywhere, destroying ecosystems because they're just invasive, and they are nasty bottom feeders as well that just dig up plant roots and stuff like that because their primary diet is roots, and so they cloud up the water, they kill all the plants, and they basically just destroy stuff. Lobster is my favorite. I love
Lobster's
bottom
good.
feeders.
Ew, shrimp is good.
I ate on the bottom a few times. Not the butt though. Never tossed salad. Okay, that took a hard turn.
Apparently, plecos. I think it's Jamaicans will eat plecos, and the way that they cook it makes it really, because apparently they're like really tough and kind of muddy flavored, kind of like catfish. Like there's a certain way to cook catfish to not
Well,
get
they
that
are.
muddy flavor. But yeah, you use that like Jamaican jerk seasoning and all that stuff, and the way that you cook it. Apparently they have it figured out. I've never tried it yet. I would like to. It sounds
Oh,
yummy,
see,
except it was probably spicy.
that's the thing, KJ. I wasn't not thinking it. I just didn't say it. I went to the Reefing USA thing. I was kind of disappointed with it. They had
Aw.
like 2 kilos of if that, and like hundreds of people in this tiny room. Took like 20 to 30 minutes to just check out a booth. Shaking my head. I say it. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't.
I played with.
I was gonna go to the Maasai auction today.
Oh, was that today? Dang it!
Yeah, I slept in, which I really wanted to do,
Oh,
and
I did too. It was so
I
nice.
woke up and was doing my thing, and then all of a sudden at like 11 o'clock, I saw a video from Fishy Biz. I guess he was starting to go live at the Maasai auction, and I was just like, oh, the Maasai auction. Well, it's already 11 o'clock. It's starting now, so I'm just not gonna go.
Yeah. Dang
Because
it.
I was
Well,
thinking about going to maybe get like see what sort of fish they had to maybe add some more like golden danios to this if somebody had some of those, or if there was just some really cool species of fish. Like I just rescaped this entire tank and did a whole big massive water change and all that stuff on that. So I could have thrown some fish in there too.
Scuba Steve, send me pictures. And a red serpent star. A brittle star? Or, oh, a red serpent star. Oh, that one's cool. That gets big, though. You may have to rehome that. But that's really cool. It's fine in your tank. It's just they, like, when we would get them in at Marine Solutions, they were already this big. Like, the bodies of them were already, like, this big and, like, legs and all. They get big. But send me the picture of those corals. Maybe not right now. Like, wait for them to open so I can see them.
Oh yeah, the red serpent starfish.
Yeah,
That's
they're
exactly
cool.
what I thought it was.
Mm-hmm. And they move, like, all those serpent stars and brittle stars, they actually move really fast. They move like octopus. It's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, these guys do get really, really big though.
Yeah,
And
that's about the size they would come in. They're really cool, though.
honestly, they get even bigger than that. I'm trying to see it's an image that shows a better perspective.
That was
Yeah.
literally the only invert I seen. The rest was all coral, and that was it. And I will send you a few pics, and I heard they get big, but he's a little tiny guy right now. Ooh. Yes, I put him in the tank, and he was all over it. It was super cool. Yeah.
Yeah, they move around a lot. Like this.
They usually hang out on the bottom and on the rockwork. You don't usually see them on the glass.
Anyway, they don't have anything that shows better size perspective.
Yeah. I spoke today. Imagine that. I was normal through the I was normal though at the club talk. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Oh, you need to talk about the thing that you forgot to talk about.
You're right. I almost forgot to talk about it again.
That's why I made a note.
You made a note. Oh, good.
I made a note.
So, I heard that Billy Joel and Sting were coming to the to play a show here, and they're gonna go to at Busch Stadium or whatever, where at the Cardinals play. So it's just like, holy cow, like big old thing or whatever.
That's weird.
So I was just like, okay, I would love to see Billy Joel. There's not a single bad Billy Joel song out there, and Sting is pretty cool too. I've never really seen him by himself. I've seen the Police before, but it would be cool to see them. And I was gonna take my parents. Because my parents love Billy Joel too. So it's like, okay, I'm going to buy 3 tickets. And so I look up the date for the show, and I'm like, I'm going to buy 3 tickets. And I was trying to find tickets, and the only like 3 tickets I could find together, like they were like $200 each or something like that. And so I'm like, okay. And before I was going to hit like for sure on buy the tickets, I was like, my dad works, 7 on, 7 off. So I'm like going week by week. I'm like on, off, on, off, on, off, on, off to find out if my dad has to work or not on that Friday night. And sure enough, it was going to be his work week. And so I'm just like, well, I was kind of hoping to surprise them, not really make it to where my dad was going to have to like ask off work. So I decided to buy myself tickets to go see the Eagles on Tuesday instead. And I pretty much spent the same amount of money that I was going to spend to buy 3 tickets to go see Billy Joel, to buy myself 1 ticket to go see the Eagles on Tuesday. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm so excited for that because it's their long goodbye farewell tour. I've never seen the Eagles. And this is my last chance to see the Eagles. They're coming with Steely Dan, which is another really awesome band. And gosh, I don't remember exactly what the set list is, but I've already like heard it and seen it, and it's literally just hit after 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 hit, and closing with Hotel California. Like
Yeah.
there's not a single filler song in there. There's no bullshit. There's no here's a new song that we just wrote that you guys might like. None of that. It's just more or less playing through the Eagles' greatest hits album and closing, and it's just gonna be really really awesome. And it's a little unfortunate that not all of the Eagles are gonna be there. There's I don't remember which one we lost, and then I think Don Henley is just not going to be there for some reason too, because of some other reason. I don't know the whole politics behind it and whatever else. I just know I'm going to see the Eagles, and I'm super excited for that because they're just one of the greatest bands ever. So there's that, and I totally almost forgot to talk about it again.
Yep. That's why I wrote a note. It was funny. I was writing it, and he was even like, "No, I'll remember. No,
Yeah.
I'll remember."
The 6th.
Yeah, this coming up Tuesday.
And that's at the Enterprise Center where the Blues play and the NHL hockey team. And I got a seat like on stage left side, kind of like midsection or whatever. So I got a pretty decent seat, but not nearly the most expensive seats, but not all the way up in the nosebleeds either. And then I got myself a parking ticket too, so I can pull right into the Enterprise garage and not have to worry about trying to find parking when I go downtown.
Yeah.
They say probably one of the best guitar solos in the world. Yeah, guitar duos. I don't know. You can't really call it a solo because there's like 3 guys playing guitar all at the same time together, and yeah, it's just amazing. And I'm so excited to see that and get myself a cool Eagles t-shirt at the merch place and whatever else.
Yeah. I will have to say the parking garages around the Enterprise Center the spots are very small. So, but you got a smaller car, so you should.
I got a teeny tiny little car. Yep.
Yeah.
That I had to change headlights on, and AutoZone mentioned something to me, and I thought I was trying to get LED lights, and then like, oh, we have these LEDs that can change color and stuff too. I'm like, oh, really? And so I get those. I was gonna get those. I'm like, keep them mostly white most of the time, and if I wanted to, I could change them to like a blue just because it's fun. And
yeah.
But then it's like I get them, and I was trying to get it hooked up today, and it was like super complicated. It didn't connect the same way the normal lights did. It had to connect in a different way because these LEDs had like a built-in turbine cooling fan and all this other stuff. And then I had to like connect it to the battery or something too to actually get the light color change to work and different stuff. I'm like, this is not what I wanted at all. This is way too complicated. So I went back to AutoZone and returned it for normal headlights because like I just wanted to plug it in and have headlights.
Right. Yeah, have you seen a lot? There's more and more people around here that are having yellow headlights. Like, what's the deal with that? Have you seen that?
I've seen some like actual like yellow headlights, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But mostly what I've seen is people with blue headlights.
Yeah.
And people with lime green headlights.
I haven't seen the lime green. I've seen the yellow and the blue.
Yeah.
I just don't get the yellow.
I don't know. But if I was going to do like I was more wanting, I've actually kind of seen it on a few people and I do like it. I wanted to get like blue fog lights. Like since the fog lights are more or less useless, like I've driven in fog with it or without them. I can't tell any difference, but I get those in sort of a blue because like my car is red. I love Spider-Man, so I'm just kind of going with the red and blue on everything. That's why I like the rainbow glow shark with the blue and the red fins so much too.
Oh yeah,
You
Got your
went to the
spiderfish. Spiderfish does whatever a spiderfish does.
Well, anyway, guys, we're like 5 minutes over because we started 10 minutes late. So, I will. Well, we will see you guys next week
Mm-hmm.
on another awesome episode of Fish and Friends. Do rainbow sharks really eat algae?
They'll graze on it. I wouldn't
Yes
call
and
them an
no.
algae eater.
They are. They are closely related to the Siamese algae eater. So they will nibble at it. They will more get like the string algae, and they will constantly just kind of graze on stuff and do that. But as far as like surface algae, the slime algae, whatever things like that, they're not really touching. They're they're just kind of grazing at it a little bit. They're not going to be a good functional algae eater like an autocinglus would. They're not quite as good as like the Siamese algae eater either. But like the Siamese isn't the best at like surface algae either. They like kind of the stringy stuff, and they'll just kind of keep it from growing excessively. They'll just kind of keep it controlled.
Yep.
But they're kind of closely related to minnows as well. They're like a undermouth minnow. I don't know. It's weird. Or at least they call them shark minnows or something like that. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff that we actually still don't really fully understand about the rainbow shark, and they don't know how they mate in the wild even at all. All your rainbow sharks, red-tailed sharks, all of those are like hormone bred. Like they breed those through like hormones and all this other sort of different stuff that they do. So as far as like none of your rainbow sharks or whatever that you have at home or in your pet stores or whatever are wild caught. They're all made in a lab more or less. I believe yellow works best in fog.
Oh. It has been foggy lately, so that would explain why I've seen it more lately. It's been like weirdly foggy lately.
Yeah. Well, anyway, guys, we'll see you next week on another awesome episode of Fish and Friends. Have a good weekend and have a good week. Don't work too hard. Have fun and learn something.
Bye!
So long, and thanks for the fish.